Right. Another day, another. Well, it happened actually about a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, Baltimore riots or whatever. Just finally getting around to doing a video on this. Another day, another. I guess I can say another black man that was only breaking the law and running from the police ended up dead in the police custody. I just don't seem to understand how a lot of these protesters and these people can be so mad and pissed off about a person that was doing something wrong in the first place. You know, another guy, David Carroll, on one of his videos. I'm a fan, David. I'm a fan. He had a video about about this, and he was talking, and it kind of drives a point home that I've always said too. It seems that every single time we're trying to get behind and we're trying to rally behind somebody in the black community, we're trying to rally behind somebody. It always seems to be somebody that was doing something wrong in the first place. He was only selling these loose cigarettes. He was only robbing his convenience store, walking in the middle of the street, and then got in a fight. That's all he was doing. He was only running when he had his child support. He decided to run. That was it. Now, even if I've said it once, I said it again. A lot of times the police response to some of these things are really overboard. I'll be the first one to say that. I believe they're overboard. I mean, you shouldn't shooting and all this other stuff, but who initiated it? Who's the one that decided to bring it all initiate the police contact? Who decided to do that every single time? How can you put and that's the reason I say, how can you put these people in the forefront of your movement? See, one of the things about a movement, in one of the protests or whatever, you got to be able to whenever you're bringing that movement or whatever to another person that's on the other side, or maybe that doesn't have anything to do with the movement. You got to be able to say, hey man, this person right here, he was only trying to go to school. It's like kind of like civil rights movement. He was trying to get into school, had all the good grades, still didn't let him in. That's just cool, this and that. And that's why I bring up David Carroll. David Carroll brought up the Rosa Parks thing. Rosa Parks wasn't the first person to not get up. It was a woman named Claudette something or other. She was the first person to not get up, but they didn't use her. And I didn't even notice until I did the research after David Carroll. So I was like, whoa. They didn't use her because she was 15 and pregnant. Now, wait a minute now. Now, they didn't want to use her because she was 15 and pregnant. I'm going to repeat that. They didn't want to use her because she was 15 and pregnant. Now, why didn't they want to use her? Because she wasn't a good person to have out in the forefront. Even if her being pregnant didn't have anything to do with anything with that, it didn't look good. It takes away from what you're trying to accomplish it, or what you're trying to say. It takes away. It's a distraction. And it's the same thing with these people that are committing these crimes and doing all this, and we're trying to rally and trying to say everybody's so racist. It always seems to be somebody that was doing something wrong in the first place, a piece of trash, a piece of filth in society. It wasn't like this person was just walking around, just whistling at the theme song of the Andy Griffith Show. It wasn't like he was saying, like he was just walking along and then the cops just come over there and beat the crap out of him. It wasn't like that was the case. No, what was the case? The case is he decided to do this, run from the police, and then whenever the police go overboard, get into a stressful situation, guess what happens? They overreact and boom, he's dead. Same thing happened in Houston here not too long ago. Guy ran over somebody, he was running from the police, ran over somebody, boom, he's dead. Now, how do you stand behind somebody like that? How can that be the face of your movement? How serious do you take your movement if you're willing to put somebody like that in the forefront of your movement? You're willing to, how can you bring that to someone and say, Jim, he's one of your friends, Jim says, what's up, man, we're getting behind this movement, man. This guy, he was brutally beat by the police, or he ended up dead, or whatever. He was, Jim says, what happened? And he was running from the police after he had just got done robbing his convenience store over here. And we, what? I don't understand. Right off the bat, people are like, they just done tuned you out right then and there. They done tuned you out. He was running from the police. He had just knocked off the convenience store over there and beat 3 people up while he was doing it. And the police just treated him a little rough. They treated him rough they treated him rough. That's just because he's black. They treated him rough. That I can't even try to butter this up and make it sound any better than what it is. No one can. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to put that out there to the general public and say, hey, this is bad, this is messed up. We're being treated unfairly because we're black. We were committing crimes, but see, the thing is that they still shouldn't treat us like that after we're committing our crime. That just people just automatically just, if their ears were physical, they just do like this. They just flap over just like that. Look, see, they just flap over. If it was physical, they would do that. But that's metaphorically, that's what's happening in their ears. They're just like, boop. It's just closing up. Don't understand. How can you get behind this? How can you say this is going to be what it is? I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. Maybe I'm out of the loop or whatever. But don't. What do they say? Don't start none, won't be none. Won't start none, won't be none. Don't start crap. And generally, you'll make it out. The police will make it out. I mean, you'll make it out, and the police will let you go or whatever. Anytime I see police in the area patrolling neighborhoods or whatever, I would stop, pull over. Hey, thank you for your service. Now, you got to get, generally, of course there's going to be some bad apples. Generally, cops are pretty good people. Generally. Because believe me, if most of them was crooked like a lot of you people try to say they are, believe me, it would be a whole lot more instances of racism than what you're seeing. Why don't we get behind something? If you want to get behind some racism or something like that, why don't you get behind the Hollywood portrayal of black people? Why is it always got to be black guys? Always got to have something to do with hip hop. Yeah, he's always got to be that. He's always got to be bald. He's always got to be bald. He's always got to be. He's got something to do with hip hop, rap, or something like that. The black woman's always got to be really fat, really not feminine, and strong, scaring everybody and yelling and hitting people and hitting grown men. And why does that always have to be the? And then talk about the coons that take these roles as what those stereotypical roles. Why don't you talk about them? You could talk about them. They're cooning. They still take these roles, these acting roles. They come in and they're always larger than life. They never get the pretty black dainty, the same as the white chick, or same as the Hispanic chick, but black. They never get that. They seem to never get that. They always get, or if they do get that, then she'll be the only one, kind of like Kerry Washington. She'll be the only one, and surrounded by white people. But anyway, I'm just saying, why can't that ever be the case? Why don't you stand behind something like that? See, I learned a long time ago was a problem with a lot of us blacks. See, where there's racism, we it's like we don't see the racism. But where there's no racism, or something can really kind of go either way, we seem to want to focus on that right there. We want to focus on that. Why don't we focus on something else? Why don't we focus on somebody else that besides the filth of our society, and saying that they're being treated so bad? This dude's out here got caught with all these drugs and intent to distributing your neighborhoods. He's distributing your neighborhoods to your mother, your father, your daughter. He's distributing to anybody that will buy, and pushing on them. Don't care. But he's not cooning. We want to stand behind him because he's a great guy, that the police didn't have to do it to him. Oh man, I just wonder, at some point, man, they just line the boats up and just ship us all off, because people just get tired of dealing with us, because we just get behind the wrong stuff, man. Behind a guy that's been arrested 18 times, you're gonna. I've already said this before. The looters don't care about what they don't care about the issue or the misguided issue the looters don't care about that. The looters are just there to get theirs, you know. Man, I just, when we gonna turn this ship around, peeps? Shout out to David Carroll, Brother Logic and Common Sense. Man, those are two good guys on the YouTube front. Definitely get a lot of inspiration out of those guys, man. They're Tony Sotomayor, same thing. It's good stuff. We'll keep fighting a good fight, and whatever happens. But this crap has got to stop. Jeez Louise, man. I don't whatever. I don't know.